From the shadows of doubt to embracing the light. Welcome to the journey. Feel the beat in your soul. From caving in to crushing it. Join us, let's roll.
Tommy Breedlove, it has been an adventure getting you on. So many life things are happening to both of us, but I'll tell you, I love the fact that we're both on each other's radar and in the community. So thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait for this discussion.
Drew, I want your audience to know what an amazing human being you are, your flexibility, your grace, your kindness. And we just talked about smoothies and daughters and chia seeds. So this is just going to go nothing but awesomeness from here, man.
I'll tell you, anytime you can bring chia seeds into a conversation with somebody you just recently met, it's how do they get to chia seeds? Well, you'll find out, folks, how we got to chia seeds.
I love it, man. Let's lean in, my friend. Let's lean in.
So one of my favorite words that probably is overused, but I still say it, that life is not linear. And we all know that. And we all go through a journey in life that helps us grow. And we end up learning that some of the biggest trials and tribulations we go through are really growing pains. Yes. So I know you've gone through your share. I want the audience and myself to really get the essence of Tommy Breedlove and what made you who you are now. You can go back as far as you want, but let us know what molded you, what shaped you.
So I'm going to start. So the truth is pain has molded me, both pain that was given to me and then pain that I caused myself. I'm an extreme ownership guy and an accountability guy. So I'm going to start at 36 years old. And then I'm going to backtrack and then we'll come forward. At 30, I come from very humble beginnings. Think good, hardworking, blue collar part of South Atlanta in Georgia. Really hardworking tradespeople, military, mechanics, really good part of the world where hardworking folks. And but at 36 years old, coming from humble beginnings, I thought that, and these things are important, but I thought that money, power, status, and respect, which I had obtained, was going to make me happy. What I didn't know is wherever you go, there you are.
Absolutely.
And so if you're a really great person that wants to make great impact and significance with a lot of money, it'll magnify that. But if you're also a person in pain, and I was in a lot of pain, mostly internally caused, it's going to magnify that. And so at 36 years old, when the money, the power, the status, had the corner office, big career as a junior partner at a big public accounting financial consulting firm, grew up in a company called Deloitte. And I had the big corner office, the shiny cufflinks, the big watch, the pretty girl on the arm. And you would have said, Drew, you'd have said, hey, this dude's got it going on. But it was the exact opposite of that. And I was very arrogant, which is just insecurity on steroids, because I felt like I had to wear all these masks, important guy, tough guy, life of the party guy, who's going to outwork you guy. And the truth is I was that angry, scared little boy that I was as a kid. And when the money, the power, the status didn't light me up, I literally turned to the Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle. I'm not kidding.
Oh, boy.
And lived it for almost 3 years. And it almost cost me my firm, my career, my friendships, my marriage. And if I'd have kept going, it would cost me my life.
Right.
And I'll come back to that. What I hadn't dealt with is I grew up, I told you where I grew up, but I grew up in and around a significant amount of violence and abuse, both inside and outside the home, and I never felt safe. And at 18 years old, instead of being the first person in my family to go to and graduate college, because I had all these scholarships to all these different universities, I became what I hated, and I committed a violent crime. And I was looking at 72 felonies and 7 years in prison at 18 years old. Thought my life was over. Luckily, it was dropped down by the grace of God, and it was my first offense to 2 heavy misdemeanors, but I was sentenced to 2 years and spent my 19th birthday incarcerated. Wow. An African-American gentleman decided to cross racial boundaries, mentor me, love me, hold me accountable, show me what a real man looks like. He was in his 40s. I was 18. His name was Tony, and he called me Young Blood. He said, Young Blood, you're not going to become a part of this revolving door system. And with his help, mentorship, and guidance, when I got out, I worked in a factory during the day, community college at night, ended up at the University of Georgia, go Dogs. And I went from a jail cell to Deloitte in 3 years. And, but I never dealt with any of those insecurities. I never dealt with that rage. And I realized recently that I've been running from rage and running to peace my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And so at 36 years old, coming back full circle, I found myself laying in a ditch, looking at the blue sky, probably doing some multi-million-dollar deal the week before, and just really looking at the sky, thinking, "My God, man, how did you get here? Why are you like this, and you don't want to be? And what are you going to do about it?" And during that time, my wife and I clearly were going through marriage counseling. Who knew, right? Can't be a jackass and not be in marriage counseling. And I remember that counselor telling me there's a place that in Tennessee that can do more for me in 7 days than he could do in 10 years. And when I woke up in that ditch, I decided to go there for 7 days, and it was just the most remarkable 7 days of my life. And since then, I have made my mental, emotional, and spiritual physical fitness, because those are muscles. You got to work on your heart, your mind, and your soul just as much as your body.
Right.
And so since 36 years old, and I'm now 49, so for the last 13 years, I've made me my number one job. I think it's the most selfless thing that we can do, not the most selfish.
Agreed. 100%.
And worked on myself with coaching, with therapists. I'm in I run coaching programs. I have a coach. I run masterminds. I'm in a mastermind. So I practice what I preach. And pre-36, I was 2 steps forward and 9 back. I'm still just a man who makes mistakes, and but I take 8 steps forward and 2 back now. And I've been working on my heart, mind, and soul. I still think money is an important guy, because I think I want everybody to have as much money as they possibly can so that they can go experience life, but also make this world and our fellow humans better than we found them. And so that's my authentic journey, brother, of how I got to you. And eventually, I never planned on building the Legendary Life movement. I never planned on writing Legendary, which is a Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestseller. But my network of professional services, of entrepreneurs, of executives, private equity, when they saw my massive transition, I'm still an ambitious driven guy. I still like money. I still love business. So I've always been a business guy, but when they saw the transition of not only the external success I was having in my business, but my internal success, like I made a 180-degree turn, and thank God I was able to save my marriage.
Right.
But I made a 180-degree turn. And so all these entrepreneurs and executives and professional services people are inviting me to lunch and have a glass of wine. And they didn't want to do business because I thought we were just going to do business. Like, let's go do some more business together. And they really wanted to know how I did it. And let me tell you the tangible results, Drew, of working on me, my full-time job in 3 years, from 36 to 39. I went from junior partner to international practice leader to senior partner and owner of this big firm, to being elected to the board of directors at 39. And everybody else was in their 60s. Right. My income doubled. My network 10x'd. I went from 70 hours a week working to 40. And I went from being one of the most feared people in the firm to one of the most beloved. And the intangible results, though, is I eliminated all the negative people that I was surrounding myself and only put great friends in my life. My marriage went from life support to one of strength. And I went from being that angry, scared, worried, insecure, arrogant boy to a humble, confident, courageous, peaceful man. And, I never planned on leaving that world. But when so many people asked me to coach them from 30 years old to 79 years old, men and women, and so many people said, you got to write a book. And when I started authentically and vulnerably opening it up to them, they gave them the permission to open up to me.
Absolutely.
And that has led me to you today, Drew. And so, now I'm the founder of the Legendary Life Movement, which is a home for high achieving, ambitious men and women to do business and life together. We want them to be elite in business, but we also want them to be elite in life, and we come and do business and life together, brother. So, Drew, that's what's brought me to you. Thank you for letting me share that, my friend.
I love it, and you are an elite human, my friend. So all right, so there's
working
a lot.
On it.
All right.
Working on it.
As they say, there's a lot to unpack here. My first question will be, and I commend you for being a man who worked on root causes versus symptoms, because most of we men were never encouraged to work on root causes. We always turn to the symptoms that mask those things. So you had mentioned that all the success you had on the inside, you were suffering in silence. What was that childhood wound, so to speak, that hadn't healed, that didn't allow you to enjoy the fruits of your labor?
Yeah. So, my wife and I tease each other now because we've been together since 1995. Do that math. But we tease each other that she loved me when I didn't love me.
Yeah.
And honestly, brother, in every possible way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, sexually, everything was taken away from me as a young man. And it was beaten into me that I was a piece of garbage. And my self-sabotaging internal beliefs, like on the outside, he said, man, this guy's got it all going on. I apologize for the dog. We have so much construction going
Don't
on here, but
apologize. It's a beautiful
it's how
thing
you know it's a
about
live program, right?
beautiful thing about live Zooms. So that's
I
fine.
love it.
Yeah.
But honestly, there was an internal inherent wound that I believed I was a piece of garbage and was never going to amount to anything. And my unconscious self-sabotaging was proving everybody that I was that.
Exactly.
And I didn't know it. I was unaware. I was unconscious of it. And for the past 13 years, so I didn't believe I was lovable. And now I 100% know. And I'm a 6'3" big alpha dude.
Right.
But now, and I say that because on the outside, again, you never know what someone's dealing with on their inside.
Absolutely.
And now, after 13 years of great coaching, of investing in myself, with great therapists, with great mentors, with a beautiful family and an internal circle, I now know 100% that I am lovable, that I am enough, that I am worthy, and that I am valuable. But I spent my first 36 years living that story that was told to me that was a lie.
Yep, absolutely.
And at 36, I stopped living that story and started living my life. And
you know what?
That's what led to you.
Absolutely. And got to give you credit too for allowing yourself to be vulnerable and to ask for help. Because again, guys are told not to ask for help, that we can do it
100%.
ourselves and man up and suck it up and all that garbage. So I commend you. I commend you for that. I want the audience to know that when we talk about addictions, people automatically go to whether it's drugs or alcohol or sex or porn to be
gambling.
Like
yeah.
Dude, I mean, people get addicted to self-sabotage because of the things that people tell them about them, and we allow it. And like you said, it's an illusion on what our self-limiting beliefs are. So I thank you for bringing that up, and we got to bring that topic to the surface and bring it above the surface, because many of us do suffer in self-sabotage. And tell us how you got out of it. I know you mentioned all the mentors. Give us some specifics of what jarred you to say, I'm done with this and I'm going to be the Tommy I'm supposed. I know.
Yeah. I'll tell you what my daily life looks like, because this is a journey, and I do believe your heart, mind, and soul are just like your body. They're muscles. And if you don't work on them, you atrophy.
Absolutely.
And if you don't think we're spiritually and emotionally and mentally weak, look at our 24-hour news and our social medias, and that'll tell you how weak we actually are.
Yep.
And so every single day, the why behind me doing it is I honestly was scared I was going to die, and I didn't want to die.
Right.
And I didn't understand. I know inherently I was a good human. Growing up around a lot of abuse, and violence, I always rooted for the underdog, right? And because I was the underdog, I was the underdog, and so every single day to this day. And honestly, brother, I got away from it for about 3 months recently, and I got in a dark place again. And that's because I stopped doing the work. But every single day for my first 90 minutes, I work on me. And my last 30 minutes at night, I work on me. I believe the bedroom is for three things. And we don't need to say what number one and number two are, but number three is working on yourself. Like, I want to finish the day strong. And so here's, and we can go into any of these that you want to, but every single day I read great spiritual texts, think Christian, Taoism, Stoicism. I journal every single day. I have a formal gratitude practice I do every single day. I meditate every single day. I pray every single day. And I do visualizations and journaling. That's my first 90 minutes. So I work on my heart, mind, soul, and body.
Beautiful.
Without fail for 90 minutes, first thing in the morning. And then without fail at night is I spend my last 30 minutes gratitudes, reading, journaling, visualizations, meditation. So I want to be strong, because if I don't do that work, I get off the tracks. My insecurities kick in, my worries kick in, my not good enoughs kick in. We do it with our teams, we do it with our family. And so every day I work on me for the first 90 minutes. And then the last 30 minutes, if I'm not sleeping or doing the second thing that you're supposed to do in the bedroom, if we're not doing that, then I'm working on me the last 30 minutes at night too. And so that's how I do it.
Got it. Well, all right. So you mentioned you displayed to the audience that you're human, and God bless you for that, because you said
very
dark. Well, yeah, you ended up in a dark
team gets
place,
mad.
dude.
My team gets mad, but I bleed and poop.
You do. We all bleed and poop. So you ended up in a dark place, and you got yourself right back on track. And that's a testament to all the work you did, gave you the opportunity just to go back and to do that routine. What do you think caused you to go sideways just for that brief, dark moment?
The first thing that made me go sideways is I stopped doing the work, what we just talked about. I stopped prioritizing me and started leaning back into 14, 16-hour business days.
Hey, it's easy to fall back on bad habits. So, okay.
And when we're tired and alone is when bad things happen to us.
Absolutely. And
I was exhausted and overwhelmed, and I'd gotten away from the work. And honestly, I'll tell you the three things, because it's amazing. I not only have a oak tree and beautiful woman standing side of me, my wife Heather, but I also have a world-class team who practices the same thing we talked about.
Right.
And there was a person in Kentucky that on my team, and I'll just say her name. Her name's Erica, that was able to hold space for me and help remind me to practice what I preach, and authentic, and to be vulnerable with. And she's one of my best friends, and she's one of my wife's best friends, but she's also a world-class human. So she's on our team.
Right. That's what it takes.
So what happened to me is my mother just very recently passed. So this is within the last 3 months. My mother passed away.
I knew your mom was sick. I'm sorry. I did not know she passed away.
That's why we had to move this podcast. Yeah, she was very, very ill. And she just passed away. So I wasn't processing that very well.
Right.
I had hundreds of thousands of dollars of unexpected business expenses that were unbudgeted hit me. And then it just seemed like everything else was hitting me. And that's when we need to lean into the work.
Right.
That's when, and I was running from it. And so I thought if I just worked a little harder, made a little more money, and worked myself into exhaustion, and I was probably overindulging in some other things as well during that time.
Sure.
And got into a really dark funk. And I'm just super thankful for my inner circle. I'm super thankful for my wife. I'm super thankful for my teammates. And I'm super thankful for me, brother, because I had been working out on those muscles, and I'd only gotten away from it for 3 months. And luckily they were still pretty strong.
Absolutely. Well, so that's it. Yeah.
And instead of completely self-sabotaging, which I was right there, I paused and took a step back. And honestly, I asked for help from my mentors. I asked help from my wife, from my teammates, and just said, hey, y'all, I know I wrote the book on being elite in business and life, but I'm not living up to what I want to be and who I am right now. And man, the showering of love from I have an unbelievable inner circle. I have an unbelievable mastermind. I have unbelievable coaches, and I have an unbelievable team and wife. And, we have three things within our legendary life movement that the limiting beliefs, and these are the things that I fight is not prioritizing ourselves. We usually put ourselves last. And the more ambitious and high achieving we are, which is a lot of people probably listening to this, they put themselves last. We have to put ourselves first. Number two is we think we can't build a legendary business career and life alone. It takes a village. Absolutely. And if we had all the answers, we'd already done it. And so that's why we created the legendary life retreats and masterminds and experiences, is for people like us who are career focused and high achieving, and to not only do some business together and be as successful as possible, but also be successful in life. And the number three thing is when we're not learning, we're dying. We're not growing, we're dying. And honestly, brother, this is the guy who wrote the handbook on this, that's a bestseller, and I was struggling with it myself. I forgot those three pillars and started, I say isolation is the enemy of excellence. I started isolating. Yes. And that was very, very within the last 6 months, brother. And I'm just super thankful that I have all of these resources and people, and I can be authentic and I can just be me, because, sometimes a Superman cape gets a little heavy.
Absolutely. But I don't want to gloss over a couple of things you talked about, because we talk about you
Heck
mentioned the
yeah,
word
brother.
pause. You
Yes.
talked about community, and then I
Yes.
also want to reach back to mentorship and
Mm.
you know, about the person who helped you. You mentioned about stepping over racial lines. Tell me about when you mentioned about the pause, the ability
Yes.
to pause and to interrupt what was happening. I mean, that is what helps people from the thoughts of suicide to actually doing it and dying of suicide, is interrupting whether it's a thought, bad behavior, or something, interrupting and reaching out to that positive community that you've. So tell me about how you were able to pause, and how others can learn that skill.
Yeah. Again, it's a muscle, right? We have to work out on it, and we're not
Mhm.
taught it as children nor as adults. And
No.
for me, um, I think reading gratitudes and meditation and prayer for me, because that's important for me,
Hmm.
have all given me the ability to. I think the number one failure we have in business and life, and it's not that we're bad people, it's self-awareness.
Absolutely, self-awareness.
And once you are aware, you can't not know. And I knew I was on a slippery slope, very core valued. Um, we talked about before we got on the air, like our core values mean everything. We show up, protect
Yep.
and defend the sport.
Yep.
And I was so aware that I was breaching some core values. But I had done all the work to be able to pause
Hmm.
and
Absolutely.
breathe.
Hmm.
And all of that work has made me a very proactive person and not a
Hmm.
reactive person. I call
Yeah.
it the Tommy go round, which is my monkey brain.
Yeah, I got it.
And I knew my monkey brain was in charge. And my wife and I have named him Ike. I have an alternate ego. I like Tommy wants to
You
help
gave him
everybody
a
and build the world up.
name. Oh, you gave him a
Ike's the guy that wants
name.
to tear it down.
Jeez.
So I knew Ike was in
Don't give him
charge.
power. Do not give Ike power, giving him a name. All right, go ahead. Yep.
But the truth is you know, having that moment to pause, having that moment to reflect, having that self awareness to know this is not your first rodeo, and really pausing before anything really negative happens. Because us
Right.
men and women,
Mhm.
we have these things that when it's bad, we really want it to go bad.
Right.
And between my wife, my coaches, my teammate at that time, um, it was just a really beautiful thing to pause, self reflect, journal on it,
Did
pray
you
on it,
do a
meditate,
deep
and get
breath?
right back into the work.
I always
Oh
say
yeah,
in between the pause and doing the work, people, they underplay the value of that deep breath, because there's physical science behind filling up your lungs, and because oxygen goes to the brain and to the heart, and that enables you to get back into a rational ego state. So
heck
don't
yeah, brother.
underestimate that breathing. So you did take a deep breath, didn't you, Tommy?
Big deep breath, big deep breath, and a big pause.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And you and I were just talking about it, and I just literally gave a keynote in Iowa,
Hmm.
and it was all about that pause.
Yeah.
I talked about the beginning and end of the speech was,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, I wrote the book on this. Hey, I've got
Hmm.
all these titles. Hey, I've got all this success, but I'm just like you. And there I was 3 months ago,
Yeah.
yet again, standing on the damn cliff. Forgive my French.
Oh, that's right.
And I can't tell you, there was 400 people in the audience. I guarantee you, 300 hugged me.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
They were like,
Absolutely.
"This is exactly what I needed to hear,"
Yeah.
because all of us are going through something. And
Yeah.
I want your audience to hear, this, Drew. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not alone in
No,
that
we're not.
voice inside our heads, our
Hmm.
insecurities, our worries, our regrets. And we just got to talk about it, man, and
Yep.
ask for help.
Absolutely.
And that's what I did. And so thank you
Good
for
for
letting me
you.
share that.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Before I get to my last two questions, I want to reach back to the awesome gentleman who stepped over what society
Tony.
probably told him not to. So tell me about Tony, and tell me about whether or not you had a role model growing up, and if you didn't, why didn't you?
So I did not, well, I would say my grandfather was one of the few humans that were very kind to me, but he spoiled me. So I wouldn't call him a mentor, but he was very loving and kind.
Okay. Okay.
And I grew up humbly, and he bought me everything that I wanted. And so that was a good, I
Okay.
want to give shout out to Pops,
Of
because
course. Of course.
to this day,
Yeah.
but I was actually taught the exact opposite of what needed to be taught,
Okay.
both inside and out of the home. So I didn't have role models, female or male, to really look up to or aspire to be, other than my granddad. And, he just spoiled me to death. So yeah, I really didn't ever really, yeah.
Totally understand.
So I didn't have that great male mentorship. And what Tony did, because he was in his 40s and there I am 18.
Right.
I think it was an opportunity for him, because he had been in and out of the system his whole life.
Right.
And I'm eternally grateful for this man. But what he did is, I think he saw himself in me, and it maybe gave him an opportunity to serve.
Yep.
Maybe he saw a young Tony in him, and full of hopes and dreams and aspirations, and not letting one horrible mistake define my whole life.
Absolutely.
And for him to cross racial lines is a God thing, man. I'm just going to call it. I see it as a God thing.
Yep. Yep.
And so really, it's amazing to me how many strong female and male mentors have appeared in my life when I need it. And so everyone listening, Drew, I'm sure you're a mentor to a lot of people. I can just feel your soul, brother. Anytime that you can serve someone else, and they don't have to be younger than you, they can be older than you.
They can be anybody.
Anytime you get an opportunity to serve or mentor or hold space, sometimes just holding space for somebody.
Absolutely.
I just know how much it has changed my life having someone like Tony. And I'm gonna give another shout out to Carrie Gaho, who was a male mentor that appeared at 36 when I was almost lost everything. And so thank you for letting me share that, brother.
Absolutely. Is Tony still with us?
Don't know. So here's the truth, and that's why I don't say his last name. Tony is probably still with us, because of things that he was dealing with and overcoming. We both decided that it was probably time for us to part. He had done his job.
All right.
I have a feeling he's probably still in one of those places, just based on some habits and lifestyles that he was having. And but let me just tell you, if the definition of a legendary human is leaving this planet and this a human better than he found him, he has done that. And so I'm eternally grateful for that. I'll leave it at that.
I'll say my own prayer for Tony right now.
Me too. Me too, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too, brother.
Last
I have a feeling he's going to appear, Drew, one day. I think he's going to appear again.
I think he will. And yes,
I'm hoping he's still with us.
Yes. All right. Last two questions. So Tommy, you are sitting down with 7 to 10-year-old Tommy, and you want to give him some advice on life. What are you going to tell him?
Never give up. Never give up. No matter what's been done to you, what you've been through, mistakes you've made, there's nothing that can't be undone. Not one single thing until your last breath on earth. And I would tell him we're given 3 gifts: the gift of life. If anyone's listening to this, don't think life's a gift, reach out to me. I'll tell you otherwise. The gift of choice. The only real power we have and the only thing we're truly in control is our choices, and the gift of death. And that's the only thing we all really have in common is we're not going to be here long. And to never give up. And no matter what mistake you've made, or what's been done to you, whether it's financial, an integrity breach, or just a mistake, that nothing can't be overcome. And the second thing I would tell him is to participate in his own rescue. There's no one coming to save you. No one owes you anything. There's no white horse. There's no magic pill. There's no easy fix to life. You have to look in the mirror and know that the problem and solution to everything in your life is in that mirror, and know the enemy, and that enemy is you. And that person you're seeing in the mirror could also be your biggest ally. So I would say never give up, and participate in your own rescue, and know when you look in the mirror, that's the solution and the problem to everything you have in life. That's what I would tell that young boy.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so change hats, and now you're sitting with young Tommy, the businessman, entrepreneur, ready to go face the world. What kind of business advice are you going to give young Tommy?
I believe that I used to let my fear guide me, and I never, nothing's a no. It's just a not yet.
Yep.
And so I am a business is very important person. I own and run multiple companies. I mean, we have a hotel in Georgia. I run the Legendary Life movement. Nothing's a no, it's just a not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would tell, and this is the advice I give everyone, it's really simple. All those tools I gave you at the beginning is how to be an elite leader as well.
Mm-hmm.
And a great leader, a great culture builder, and a person with an abundance mindset cannot be stopped. And there is nothing impossible. Your audience doesn't know it, but I just gave them the formula on how to be rich as well.
Yep.
And there's really just a few small things that the elite and successful do a little bit differently that puts them in the top 10%, the top 1%. Drew, I know you're well on your way there.
Mm-hmm.
And so nothing is impossible. I refuse to hear no. It's just a not yet.
Yep.
And the thing I would tell myself is it is critical who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely.
Show me your habits. Show me your daily habits and the 10 people you spend the most time with, and I will tell you your future. And so the whole reason I created the Legendary Life movement is everybody in it is ambitious and high achieving. They might not be as successful. We've got people in our movement worth 9 digits. We've got people who are just starting out, everything in between. But we know that together, when we share business, leadership, life, wisdom, and we do it in a community, there's nothing that we can't do. And that's the whole reason I created the movement. And I know I'm probably going way too long, but show me your habits, show me the people you hang around with, and I will tell you your future. And I would say be dramatically cautious who you let be your significant other, mm-hmm. and be dramatically cautious who you let in your life, and fire all the negative Nellies immediately. And rehire abundantly loving people. So off my soapbox, Drew. Thank you for letting me share that.
You're welcome. I love your soapbox. Yep. I mean, let me give you the cliff notes, everybody. The past does not define any of us. And Amen. We are the only people who can put limits on ourselves. So everything we can do is limitless, and surround yourself with good human beings who want to bring you up instead of knock you down. There we go. So Tommy, now the audience has gotten the essence of Tommy Breedlove. Now they're going to want to reach out to you. How can they do that?
The first thing I would do is pick up Legendary. It's a USA Today and Wall Street Journal bestseller. If you're not a reader, I will read it to you on Audible.
All right.
And so pick that up. It is not only a play, it's short, it's fun, it's fast. It's very executable. I think one of the harshest things in the world is when people don't apply their knowledge. You get the knowledge, now you gotta act on it.
Absolutely.
Legendary is very executable. So all your favorite bookstores and the airport or on Audible, pick that up. If you're interested in attending a retreat or coming to one of our adventure experiences or joining a mastermind or finding a like-minded tribe, reach out to me directly at tommy@livelegendary.today, tommy@livelegendary.today. Reach out to me directly. And for those of you high achievers who want to do business in life with other high achievers, who want to be elite, not only in success and leadership, but in life, welcome home. Come join us. And we'd love to have you in our community. We'd love to have you in my mastermind, attend the retreats, our experiences, and let's do life and business together, man. So tommy@livelegendary.today. So come join us.
Beautiful. Well, Tommy, I want to thank you. And I want to tell you, I'm grateful you're in my life, man. And what people don't know is this is the first time we got a chance to actually sit down and talk, and we introduced our relationship to the world. And I know this isn't the last time we're going to be talking, and just thanks for being who you are. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you ever go sideways again, I can be your interrupter. Just reach out, man.
Thank you, brother.
More than happy to help you out. All right.
Thank you, brother. 1 foot forward, right? And nobody's perfect. And thank God I have wonderful souls around me, Drew. What an honor, brother. And thank you again. I want your audience to hear this. Your grace and flexibility and kindness has been overwhelming to me and my team. And Danielle, who runs my entire company, who also protects me, has just been singing your praises. So everyone listening, Drew is an amazing human being, and Danielle is a tough judge.
Yeah, I love that. I love you, Danielle. Thank you. All right, Tommy. Thanks, my friend. And everybody have a safe and healthy and blessed rest of the day. Take care. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe and give us a review to help others find it. I'd like you to answer this question. Are you living the life you want to live, or are you living the life others want you to live? I'd like you to think about that for a second. because I strongly suggest you live the life you want to live. If you want to learn more about what I stand for and my services and how I'm able to help many men get out of their own way, please go to my website at www.profitcompassion.com. Feel free to also email me at drew@profitcompassion.com. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Take care of yourself and choose to write your own story instead of letting others write it for you.